Okay, real quickly, top of the morning here. Want to be able to just get some stuff done before going into the office. So, just a lot of times when it comes to just hacking up your time, you just got to be able to figure out kind of what makes sense from a movement perspective. I don't want to waste a bunch of time driving in the car, so I had some different places to be. So this is quicker. Free Wi-Fi here at McDonald's by a $1 soda. And that way, for me, top of this morning, it's sending a bunch of emails to all the people that I met at the Business Expo, making sure that we connect, have a one-on-one, face-to-face, get to know what they're about, sending a bunch of thank you notes from last week and people that I connected with. And so it's just power in the handwritten note right now, just because it doesn't get sent out very often. So it's great to be able to connect with people. And then after that, then I'm going to grab lunch with my wife. That'll be fun. And then back to the office I have a couple of cases I need to just get some final details organized and done with. So hope you're doing well. Hey there, everybody. Had a fantastic meeting last night at the Hmong Chamber. Wanted to thank everybody just verbally here that came last night, supported, invited people. We had a great turnout. I want to say there's 40 to 50 people there. It was a packed room. Had to pull in some extra chairs from other rooms. And so that was just a lot of fun to be able to just talk about leadership, servant leadership. It's the idea of where you're giving of yourself and helping others win. And by helping them win, get to where they want to go, help them get them promoted, help them get their skills and develop, then they'll help you get to where you want to go. And talked about being assertive and letting your voice be heard, and then not feeling like you have to be an extrovert. A lot of times people see other people doing public speaking and getting out there. Be unapologetically you and leverage, whether you take a wingman or wingwoman to be able to network, whether you decide to be able to leverage LinkedIn or social media in order to connect with other people. Figure out ways that you can get yourself uncomfortable and comfortable in that uncomfortability. Sherman's out. Hey there, everybody. One of the great phrases that came from last night's presentation to the Central Wisconsin Hmong professionals. One, just thank you everybody for coming. Really appreciate it. Thank you everybody that helped organize it. Thank you for Dailies, for World Market, the Hmong egg roll. Really appreciate everybody that came through. Is a packed room, so that was just awesome for our launch event. One of the cool phrases that came from last night as I was chatting was, you need to become comfortable in being uncomfortable. And one of the things that Lotta had said was, daily, do something small or something large, just do something daily to make yourself feel uncomfortable. I sat on the spun chair and then spun around. I think there's some different things that we can do to help ourselves get to where we want to go. It might be having that uncomfortable conversation with your supervisor or manager saying, I want to get promoted. What do I need to do differently? It might be having to go talk to a college professor and say, hey, I'm struggling and need some help. It might be talking to a significant other and saying, hey, I want us to get more. So I want you to get more. Feel comfortable in being uncomfortable. Sherm's out.
I think sometimes one of the most difficult things to do in life is to accept when either change is put upon us or when we've gone after change and adjusting with our new normal. I think sometimes people, they find themselves wanting to run back to the past, but the past is what made you who you are today. Your losses, your failures, your wins, your successes all brought you to April 2018 or whenever you decide to watch this video. It brings you to today. And what's going to take you to the future, what's going to take you to the next beyond, to tomorrow, is going to depend on what you decide to do right now. And so sometimes I think people get stuck in looking back at, oh, I used to be this way, or I used to have this kind of relationship, I used to have this kind of money, I used to have this kind of house, this kind of car, all those other things that were in the past. Unless you figured out how to travel back in time, it's not going to happen. Accept where you are today, and that's going to help you move forward. Sherm's out.